Institute of Technology. And they kept rehearsing, and when I came back, this is what they had created. And Sergio told me he was really inspired by looking at his own Mayan heritage and the Mayan ethic of caring for the earth. And the poem is actually by Kareem Ahmed. Kareem, are you here? Oh, too bad. This happened last year too. Kareem submitted 2 beautiful poems that we did as part of the reception, and then there was one at the banquet. And this year, I just asked him, I just wrote him and said, do you have anything on synthetic chemicals? I wrote him like on May 25th, and then I got an email the next day, and there was a poem. And I read it to the troupe, and they really wanted it with this. I thought, wow, this is a great poem. And the date at the bottom is May 26th. So I commissioned a poem, apparently, from Kareem. A round of applause for him, Evening and Cynthia. So as we come up on our final act of the evening, I just wanted to let you know the Sire at 6 and I are available to come to your schools to do performances, residencies, workshops. I have a solo show. So I think my business cards are on the tables. So yeah, that's why we like to do conferences. We want to meet people because we really want to take our work out into the world more. We want to spread the word. We want to help students, artists and non-artists alike, really get what environmental science is about, what is really facing us, what's at stake here. And for those who already know and want to communicate further, we want to help them figure out creative ways of communicating, the ways that we develop as artists. So please talk to me or a member of the troupe, or give me an email. You've got my card. So for our final piece, I've been thinking a lot about life, as you know, and what can we learn from it. And life, it just keeps trying. It just keeps trying. It's gone through so much, but it's exuberant. And it just keeps trying. 542 million years ago, the Cambrian explosion. It wasn't a literal explosion. Suddenly, fauna, animals, Opavidia with 5 eyes and a grasping tentacle in the middle of its face. Anomalocaris, at 3 feet long, the terrifying giant of the ocean. Life proliferated and diversified wildly. Then, 450 million years ago, extinction. 27% of all families and 57% of all genera went extinct. Maybe because of global cooling. But then, a vast variety of fish developed. Insects appeared. And the first animals to leave the ocean, the amphibians, came along. Then, 375 million years ago, extinction. 19% of all families and 50% of all genera went extinct. Maybe because of global cooling, again, or oceanic volcanic activity, or meteor or comet impacts. Then, insects got big. Dragonflies with a wingspan of 2.5 feet. And a vast variety of amphibians and reptiles dominated both land and sea. 250 million 1 years ago, extinction. This time the worst of all, great dying. 96% of all marine species and 70% of all terrestrial vertebrate species went extinct because of gradual climate change, then probably followed up by a catastrophe like a sudden methane release from the ocean floor, a meteor impact, or coal and gas fires and explosions. It took life 10 million years to develop any kind of biodiversity. Then, insects, smaller ones, early dinosaurs, archosaurs, and crocodiles. And 5 million years ago, extinction. Half of all the species on Earth went extinct. And of course, the dinosaurs came. And then 65 million years ago, the meteor. Today, because of pollution, global climate change, and the purposeful destruction of habitats, we humans have triggered the 6th major extinction period of life on this planet. I imagine after every mass extinction period, this deep silence. Death. Silence. Not the silence of holding your breath and waiting for something to happen, but rather the silence of a stunning universe with no eyes to bear witness to its majesty, no mind quickening to question its origins, just silence. Vast, still, inexorable. Oh, but not nothingness. No, creation was full. The earth was lit by the golden sun, glinting off sharp white glaciers or glowing off shining red lava. Puffy white clouds scuttled across an azure sky, and the barest traces of tenuous life persisted. All unseen, unclothed in awe, nature stood naked and alone. Without eyes to see it, creation ached, ached, ached to be perceived. And that's why evolution brought eyes into being, to reflect creation's beauty back to itself. To see it. And then to knit the universe together through thought and idea. Even as it meant such seeing creatures were both blessed and cursed with the gift that they would have these terrible, lonely days after seeing too much, wasted, desperate days when swimming in sadness, such creatures would question being itself, would wish for annihilation. That is the curse of seeing, the desire to erase.
Hello? Hello? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Mom alone. You're not supposed to leave me? This is my home. This is our home. We can fix this, right? We're smart with all our innovations and dreams. Maybe not. This is not a dream. This is not a dream. It's a nightmare. I mean, is there any hope?
The fountain's not running now. Ice in the pipes. But in the summer, it's a sight to see. I want to be around to see it. I plan to be and hope to be. This disease may be the end of many of us, but not nearly all. And the dead will be commemorated, and will struggle on with the living. And we are not going away. We won't die secret deaths anymore. The world only spins forward. We will be citizens. Our time has come. You are fabulous, each and every one of you. And I bless you. More life. The great work begins.
There has been a huge drop in PCB levels in Norwegian polar bears.
Bacteria can now mop up naturally caused and human-caused gas leaks in the atmosphere.
For the first time in over 16 years, the Colorado River reaches the sea.
The Obama administration has put a cap on methane emissions.
For the first time in 2 centuries, beavers are returning to the Bronx River.
A new solar power plant in Arizona can now provide enough energy to power 230,000 homes.
Nearly extinct, the Amur leopard now has its own national park.
We can now engineer microbes for direct conversion of fuel from biomass to fuel.
The Nepal tiger population raised by 66% since 2008.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has pledged billions into research that will better humankind, climate research being a priority.
For the first time in its history, China is seeking to reduce carbon emissions.
Renewable energy installations in the U.S. nearly tripled between 2000 and 2008.
The New Zealand right whale returns to its shores after almost 100 years.
The Obama administration has revealed plans to cut CO2 emissions.
Well, let's be clear. We mean 15 years.
The EU has limited uses of pesticides that lead to bee deaths.
Scientists are working to introduce extinct passenger pigeon DNA into today's pigeon population.
Stanford University has voted to divest over $1 billion in coal companies.
In the first quarter of this year, Germany produced 27% of its energy from renewables.
The global brain is awakening.
We can do this.
We can change.
We can evolve.
Don't be an oxygen denier.
Breathe. Change.
Breathe, change, breathe.
All right, y'all, put your hands up. Come on. Check it out. Ready? Okay. See, ecologically, NYC list. How about heavyweights like heavy Cohen students? My carbon footprints, no sweat socks, stand strong like Haywood Park rocks. The least gas, least electricity. Farms on rooftops, they lessen toxicity. Who would have thought that NYC be packed in tight like sardines, so inconceivable. Our water's tight, reservoirs and water jets make it sparkle bright. And you might just have to rethink your position and get your hands dirty with the cleanup and then recycle from the heart. Your habits were the source, it's the perfect culture mindset. Don't forget we can fix this. Fix it all within this time. Listen carefully because it's comfort killing time.
New York, concrete jungles where dreams are made of. There's nothing we can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Here in New York, New York, New York.
When they're getting hotter, summer might scold you. All the wild corporate execs, they steady getting older. Rotten apple got all kind of worms in it. Money is contagious with all kind of germs in it. Like if those subway pumps were to break, it's too late. Manhattan turns rivers and lakes a clean slate. Becoming strong, no more time for modesty. We need answers like zero waste policy. In NYC, we breathe cleaner than most. A little poison in the air, but not like West Coast. They got nitrogen, sulfur, dioxide there. Maybe that's why New Yorkers say they bugged in the head. I'm just kidding, I'm just getting it in to be proud of it. Bring New York City facts to speak loud of it. Teach the babies so they know what's up. While you at it, find a bid for those Starbucks cups.
New York, concrete jungles where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Here in New York, New York, New York.
Pacific plastic, it's not water valuable. Sunlight turns into poison, it's remarkable. See, these trees, they don't chew on plastic or hydrocarbons or food that's elastic. But at least I hope, because they make DDT taste like the new gold. You got the issues and the problems now. The next question, obviously, is how to switch your mindset from culture to the mind, from a empire to a world state of mind. I bet just that will spark up solutions and end the confusion with strong resolution. After that, we'll get your wetsuits on, because marine debris programs got it going on. Jamaica Bay Clean Sweep, New York cleaning outstanding trash. Now so can you.
New York, concrete jungles where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Here in New York, New York, New York.
Wave your hands, listen.
One hand in the air for the big
little talkback session with the artists.